An entrepreneur's brain can be like a wild stallion if they don't rein it in.
Ah, that's its trigger word!
It'll take them on a dangerous ride and throw them off. Almost every entrepreneur I've ever coached over 20 years has suffered from some form of burnout.
Well, I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch. Whole year, actually.
All of them make the same 16 mistakes that lead to the same place. A brain that is running on fumes. This becomes dangerous when attempting to grow a business. It short circuits their cognitive resources, specifically focus and decision making. But the most dangerous element of all, their brains become a hurricane of negative thinking.
This thing is like pounding us from behind.
Thankfully, I've got a free resource for you below that addresses all 16 mistakes in one place in just 60 seconds a day. But first, we've got to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, excuse me. Good morning.
Consider this. When your phone goes flat, you plug it in. When your brain's battery burns out, you ignore it and drink more coffee.
Coffee is sublime.
Not realizing you're stuck in a negative loop that can have very real health consequences. Let me be clear, entrepreneurs don't fail when they run out of cash. They fail when they run out of energy to reinvent themselves. It's not a lack of money, it's a lack of resourcefulness. But to be resourceful, you must learn how to control your brain for optimal functioning to rein in negative thoughts by applying 3 key steps. It was in my mid-30s that this lesson hit hard. I'd been at the peak of my game speaking at 60 plus business events per year until I burnt out. I became so tired I couldn't remember my presentations and I gave it up for 3 years. My brain and health ended up paying the ultimate price for my ambition. A few years later, to get to the heart of my mental fogginess, we surveyed 70,000 leaders and entrepreneurs to identify 16 warning signs that, when managed, led to consistent and lasting performance. Today, we'll dial in on 3 out of 16 of these signs that leaped off the page. The first is sleep. But we need to go beyond the typical sleep hacks. Scientists measuring sleepiness have found that sleep deprivation leads to lower alertness and concentration. An entrepreneur on a daily basis has one nemesis. It's not money, the market, or the competition. It's negative thoughts.
I'll kill your mother!
About whether they will succeed or whether they'll fail. A study published in the Journal of Sleep Research found that sleep loss amplified these negative thoughts by turning up the volume on your negative biases. The results imply that inadequate sleep can lead to significant alterations in emotional response, potentially resulting in a more pessimistic perspective. Sleep loss rewires your brain to seek out threats instead of opportunities, and here are 2 ways to counteract this. The first, exposure to natural light or bright light during the day aids in maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm, leading to increased energy levels and improved sleep quality and duration at night. For individuals with severe insomnia, exercising yielded greater benefits than medication. It decreased the time required to fall asleep by 55%, reduced wakefulness during the night by 30%, lowered anxiety by 15%, and improved total sleep time by 18%. The free download below will help to prompt you with key steps that will optimize sleep and brain function while removing factors that disrupt it. The next step is to get physical and mental stress under control.
I don't want to pay bills.
But not for the reasons that you may think. Few are aware that psychological stress alone can trigger inflammation, and here's where you need to listen closely. To optimize your brain and gain greater emotional control to turn yourself into a power player, you must rid yourself of brain fog. Brain fog is a constellation of cognitive symptoms that can include trouble focusing, cloudiness in judgment, and slow reaction times. Think of brain fog as a blocked drain pipe that is overflowing with information, but nowhere for it to go. If inflammation is the plug that prevents it from flowing, then stress is the tap that won't turn it off.
Stop. Stop it. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop.
To turn off inflammation, you need to tackle it from 2 perspectives, both biology and psychology, but we'll dive into the biological aspect next. The most effective way to to manage stress includes 1. Having a clear plan and schedule which quells cognitive clutter. 2. Mentally rehearsing how your day will unfold and how you will respond to challenges, thereby short-circuiting your stress response. And 3. Taking a cold shower 2 to 3 times per week. This has 3 key benefits. It reduces inflammation, fatigue, and stress. Which leads us to the third and most important way to control your brain for optimal functioning. A person's diet can be compared to the fuel that powers a car. Just as a car needs the right type and amount of fuel to run smoothly, the brain needs the right nutrients to function properly. According to neuroscience, certain nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins have been shown to play important roles in brain development, neurotransmitter production, and overall brain health. A diet lacking in these important nutrients can lead to a misfiring engine in the brain, resulting in emotional imbalances and yes, even mood swings. One of the 16 mistakes that the journal pages below addresses head on is poor food choices to counteract this. When you download it, you're going to see a checkbox you can tick off if you've fallen off track. This is designed to raise awareness on a daily basis that your food is a key element for brain and emotional control. When you're sleep deprived, stressed, or lacking key nutrients, your brain becomes like a Velcro shoe where negative experiences are tightly secured while positive ones slip off. This is because you're operating in a state of self-preservation mode, which means your primal brain is prioritizing your safety over expending more energy than what you have to give, with the primary goal of saving you from yourself. The only way to optimize brain function and rein in that wild stallion, which is your brain, is to A. remove the triggers that cause self-preservation mode to turn on, and B. add simple steps that will turn it off. The free daily journal pages below will help you to achieve both.